Welcome to CreateCon. I am so excited you guys are all here. Tonight is all about celebrating the creative process. Our next presenter, his name is Simon Estrada. He is a character designer for, you may have heard of Rick and Morty. F is for family. He's also art director at the Jim Henson Company. Simon, come on up here.
All right, y'all. Oh, yeah, it's me, my homeboys. As Novita mentioned, I'm a designer in the animation industry. So today I'm going to show you what it's like, working in the workflow of the animation industry. My role is to design and create content for an animator to put that into motion. So in today's industry, everyone kind of designs on a computer like this one here. Typically like a high-powered desktop, but I'll be doing everything here on a laptop. So like our animation forefathers who worked tirelessly on paper and pencil, I don't use that. I mean, I hardly ever use that now. It's becoming obsolete, mostly because it's inefficient. But today, designers like myself, our paper and pencil is something like this, like a Cintiq, which is like a Wacom tablet, which is an accessory to this machine. So all the power comes out here. This is just essentially paper pencil. That's all. But as a designer, I rely on tech constantly because the industry demands, quality work, but really fast and efficiently. Because I rely on computers so much, I run into issues that kind of slow things down. You have all these people working on, the show together, and there's a pipeline. And typically, what happens to an assignment, that'll slow down is like a file that I'll work on. So specifically, in this example, Photoshop. And you're constantly adding layers and layers and content, and depending on how big your file is, you can bog down your machine. But as a designer, you want to create a work environment that is smooth, efficient, comfortable. So my workstation that I've been using is Intel Optane, and it's been, memorizing my workflow, getting familiar with what I do, just so there aren't any clogs in my pipeline. When I was working on Rick and Morty, there's a sequence where I think they've heard of it. I think it was episode 2 or 3. It was called Rick Mancing the Stone, where it's like Mad Max theme, and it was like this Thunderdome theme, where it had like hundreds of characters and multiple layers. And the files just, I looked at the file and I was like, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get this done, but I got to do it fast. So today, what I'm going to be doing is kind of creating something to mimic that workflow, working on a laptop as opposed to a high-powered desktop. I'll start with the brainstorming stage, where the writers, creators will be sitting in the room together, just spitballing, seeing what works. Those ideas typically will mimic real-life scenarios. That's why a show like Rick and Morty, works so well. Simpsons, Family Guy, all those shows, they're so iconic and relatable, because they really, connect with the way we think and the way we interact with each other. So once the writers are happy with that information that they've created, then they'll pass that off to a storyboard artist. The storyboard artist is going to help or visualize those words, and what their job is typically just to create a rough image so everybody knows what the action is going to look like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mimic what comes after that. So they pass it off to the character designer, the background artists, and the color artists. And all those people have a task, and there's like a team. Consider those departments. So we're going to combine all of those into one image. So for this presentation, I'll be mimicking what it's like to create an image for animation. The scene I'm going to be developing today is based on something relatable, which is an intergalactic DMV. Okay, so like I kind of prefabbed just like a rough DMV sequence, which I'll kind of back out just so you can take a peek. So this is a pretty large shot here. You can pan across or close in on different areas. And you also want to create some eye candy. So you'll have like a giant worm. I'm a big fan of Beetlejuice, so I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. So that's kind of what that background was inspired by. And obviously, the DMV is always there for you with multiple people to serve you. So I put just two places to get what you need done. And you can actually see that it's closed on one of them. So they're on a lunch break or they quit. What comes to mind? Shout it out. What comes to mind when you think of the DMV? Wait, I heard old people. Yes. Who said that like number? Yeah. D65. Long lines, yeah, that's common.
Crying baby.
Crying babies.
Bad drivers.
Bad drivers. That is definitely. Broken pens. Yes. Nothing works there. Why do we even go there? You know? Some of us drove without licenses. It's like, whatever. So that's pretty much how I'll think. I'll get this environment, I'll list these things out, and then I'll start kind of decorating that space with content. So let's see, I'm going to rough this out. So I kind of left this space open to include a long line. This is where characters will be populated. And maybe that one person. In the script, it'll be like, DMV, you know what that means. An art director, might have advised people, I want to see this or that. Let's add a crying baby. It's a giant crying baby with tusks. Because it's intergalactic, it could be whatever the heck Let's see, give him big eyes. Just to draw attention to him. Maybe add some more expression. He doesn't have a nose. Maybe that's the problem. Or he lost his mom. I don't know. But that's what's fun about being a character designer. And he's got a mohawk. Why? I don't know. And, but yeah, as a character designer, you just kind of like make stuff up like this all the time. Oh, he's got multiple arms too. Whiskers. He's got a big diaper, and it smells. So we'll add flies in later. Move this guy a bit. That's another thing. You don't want to work in the same background as the background, because then if you screw up the background, they got to redo it, and the background designer is going to hate you. Oh man, a stroller would be nice, but I got to show you some other stuff too. Okay, so that's kind of like roughed in. So I'm going to clean it up. Then they'll pass that off to the cleanup artist. And this is, I'm doing all this on a laptop too, mind you. Typically, I have a bigger machine, but this is pretty legit. So I'm going to clean this guy up. All right, so adding some detail here. This part is like, I'll be honest, the tedious part. The fun part is like kind of creating, all the random stuff that I was showing you earlier. But we do this because the animator needs to have what they call like anchors or whatnot to pretty much animate the thing. Just adding all that info in here for them. Because like I said, everybody's relying on each other. It takes a village to create this stuff. Sometimes it takes other countries to do. In different time zones too. So everybody's kind of relying on things getting done efficiently with no lag. So that's somewhat clean. We'll add some color. So then we'll do something like that. It's like a purple walrus baby punker. And that's typically how things get roughed in. Pass it off to the art director. He'll give his notes. And then, it just keeps going through stages, goes back and forth. Let's say like that's like a character. Add some detail on top. Kind of sweats. Jeez. There's no AC in these places either. There you go. Okay. So that's just a quick character. And then, you kind of, you can move him around. Like, I didn't really like him that big. So that's kind of how that works. I'm going to have even more, crowd participation. So I'll take any volunteer. Let's see. What? What's up? How you doing?
Hi.
That is so random. Okay. I don't know who she is. Just kidding. So let's come up with a character together.
Oh gosh, okay.
So pick a fruit and your favorite animal.
Okay. Let's go with a papaya. I don't even know what they look like, honestly.
A papaya.
Let's go with the pineapple.
Let's go with that.
Let's go with
All
the pineapple.
And an animal.
An animal. A tiger. I want a tiger pineapple.
Okay. All right. A tiger pineapple. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're going to be drawing you as a tiger pineapple.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. Why a tiger, though?
Honestly, it's just the first thing that came into my head.
Okay. They're endangered, mind you. So.
Should I have gone monkey or something?
No, this is perfect. This will definitely work. I gotta draw you. I'm drawing to the back of your head now. Hold on. In a second, I'm almost done. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna start cleaning this up. Thank you. If you wanna stay over here or not, but got the rough down.
Got the good thing
Yeah.
down.
All right.
Thank you, Simone.
Cleaning this part in. And the reason why I picked those two items, just because you want to come up with something original, but with some kind of direction. Sometimes background designers will do the same thing. They'll base their whole style, the whole background on a shape and a motif, and then they combine those two elements in order to create style. So for this, to create a character, I gave myself that direction. Whiskers. The lovely hair, of course, got to get that right. And your flashy coat. All right, so that's her, her headdress. All right, so here we go. Going in with the detail. If you think hard enough, this could be Rick. Adding layers and layers, just making the file bigger and not having issues, and just want to reiterate, as I'm creating this, you just want to make sure that the work just comes out quick, easy, and smoothly. It's kind of like pineapple color, sort of. There you go. Now that's not tiger skin, it's just a pattern. The tiger is fine. There you go. Okay. There you go. Awesome. Enjoying this? There you go. Nice. Okay, so while I was working on that, the background designer was working on the frosted flakes. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. All right, so I'll take that character because I love it. And I'm like, all right, let's place that in the background. So I've been working on this background as a background designer, adding the color. So, kind of adding the color to the sky, color to the planets, my Beetlejuice worm, and the bad driver. That was a good call. Whoever said that. So all these characters were created for that environment. And there you have it. And all these layers here, all these layers are, included in they're making the file bigger, heavier, slower. And so, as you can see, like in this folder here, that's landscape, and this one here is UFOs. You're adding detail. So, because all these images are going to move. So, this file here is double, triple the other file I was talking about. It's like it's like 600 megabytes. And that's all done here with Intel Optane, and it's running smoothly on this laptop, and that's impressive in itself for me, at least as a designer. So with that, thank you.